this. And yesterday we saw President Nana Down. Hey, what did I say Nana Down? President John Dramani Mahama. He's still forming his government. Earlier we saw the appointment and then of ministers, substantive ministers, the office of the Attorney General, which is our focus. We saw Dr. Dominic Ayine as the new Attorney General after his approval and then swearing in and all of that. So now it is the turn to see who is going to support Dr. Ayine to be able to prosecute cases at the office of the Attorney General, to be the principal legal advisor of the state. And one name that has always been on the lips of many is Dr. Justice Srem-Sai. And yesterday, his appointment was was announced by the spokesperson of the president, Felix Kwache Ofosu. And in fact, Dr. Justice. So this morning we'll try to put together some few things about Dr. Justice Srem-Sai to tell you the kind of person that Dr. Justice Srem-Sai is before his nomination to serve as the Deputy Attorney General and Minister for Justice. And then he's a senior law lecturer, public law at the University of Ghana, for those who will be wondering the kind of thing that he's been doing. And he teaches constitutional law, administrative law, and human rights law, and all of that, criminal law, also at the University of Ghana School, University of Ghana, in fact, I must say. Until before he joined the University of Ghana, Lantam, he taught as a constitutional lawyer at the GIMPA and also in some of the universities in UK, specifically University of Leeds, School of Law. He has been a lecturer at that particular school as well. So it's not only in Ghana that he's been practicing also internationally. So this is the man that has been appointed or has been nominated to serve as a deputy minister for the office of the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice. And it's also before that he's presented a lot of works. You know, when you are in those fields, academia and all of that. Aside being an academia, he has been a private legal practitioner. Of course, some of the cases that I have followed in court, he has been one following them or prosecuting them or leading some of the clients. And in fact, there are some controversial cases, of course, that has come out, Oliver Barker, former war, and all of that. He has been swiftly involved. And if you ought to see the way he advanced his argument in court, his advocacy and all of that. One of the things that brings to mind is how he was able to challenge prosecution's particulars of offense that led to the Oliver's case. Went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court agreed that yes, prosecution has put two different offenses in one particulars, and so it becomes very difficult for an accused person to defend himself when you craft an offense like that. So the Supreme Court then have to urge the Attorney General at the time to go back to amend their own charge sheet. And this is the man that we are talking about, has been nominated to serve as the Deputy Attorney General. So Dr. Srem-Sai is somebody who has been very experienced on the field. Practically in terms of things in the courtroom, he's not been shied away from that. Things in the classroom as well, he has also been very, very active in all of that. You come to court and he meet a lot of... Sometimes I wonder how he's able to have his moment, because anytime he comes out from the courtroom, anybody he meets outside, you know that he's had one connection or the other, by way of whether he's taught the person in the classroom or the person has also have some role to play in all of that. He holds a postgraduate law degree from the Cardiff School of Law, and then politics, Harvard Law School. Also, he's had a stint there, and also the University of Leeds School of Law. So this is the man that the president, John Dramani Mahama, has appointed to be the deputy Attorney General and Minister for Justice. And he's had some awards as well, if you look at all that he has done. In terms of award, he got included Open Society Foundation scholarship grant in 2012, and the Harvard Law School Scholarship Award that's somewhere in 2013, and also the Emory Law School Vulnerability and the Human Conditions Initiative Award. That was sometime in 2018, and the Leeds Law Overall Outstanding Thesis of the Year award, that was in 2021. So this is the man that the president, John Dramani Mahama, has appointed or has nominated to assist the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, to prosecute government cases on all case to be or be the principal legal advisor of the state. So, Dr. Justice Srem-Sai, congratulations on your nominee as the next deputy. He notes that the Attorney General under Godfred Yeboah, he had 2 deputies, Alfred Sia Yeboah and Dinah Asonaba Dapa. But in relation to this administration, they decide to have only one. And Dr. Justice Srem-Sai is the one that has been settled on. So, Doctor, congratulations and wish you all the best in your endeavors.
All right. What else do we have? The case involving the robbery of the former second lady?
Yes.
What's up with that?
So yesterday, before Justice Na Kizita Kowakwashi, the case appeared before her, and one of the things that the prosecution sought to do was to urge the court to allow prosecution witnesses who will be coming to court to testify to do it in chambers. And who are these prosecution witnesses? Mrs. Matilda Yaba Emi Saata, the wife of the late former vice president, is expected to testify. And he makes the point that if you look at the nature of the offense and the trauma the victims or the victims, I might say, have to go through, it will be best if they are allowed to testify in camera. But the defense lawyers, the accused person and their lawyers opposed to that request and said, look, this is a man whose name and reputation has been damaged in the public, and so why should you say people who are accusing him should come to court and testify in chambers, all of that? Let them come and sit in the open court, let them testify. But the court said prosecution will have to come with better reasons by way of formal submission. Yesterday's submission was orally done. The court said, come formally, advance the court, and convince the court why the court should allow the witnesses to testify in chambers. And again, they also made the point that along the line, some of their witnesses are out of the jurisdiction. And so as and when they get in charge or get them, they want to seek leave of the court to be able to file additional witness statement and other process. The court said, when we get to the bridge we'll cross, when that time comes, alert the court, and the court will allow you to do that. So that case has been adjourned to the 19th of February for further direction and all of that. So that is one of the things that happened in relation to that. Then James Jachi-Kwesi. Yesterday I was telling you about the fact that there is an application that is pending, pending from the prosecution. It's one that probably will sought to truncate the matter before the court, but that wasn't it. It was an application that prosecution was seeking to recall the former director of passport who has been a witness in the matter. Right. And the reason they are recalling that witness was that in the course of his testimony before the court, he tendered in some document which has to do from the Electoral Commission and all of that. We are talking about James Jachi-Kwesi, whose processes to the EC led to him being charged in this whole matter. And the document he tendered, he left out some pages, so it's more like an incomplete document that was tendered in evidence. Now they have come out to say that they found the complete statement or document, and they want the witness to come back in court and have that test tendered or submitted, tendered in evidence and all of that, and that will be adopted. In fact, Chachi Chiketa, lead counsel for the accused person, indicated that they do not oppose to that, but the only concern that they have is that they ought to submit the original document so that they are able to compare with what the prosecution is claiming that they have found. So that case has been adjourned to the 12th of February for a consideration. Then the Tema Pakadan case. Yesterday, the accused persons were in court. The court was expected to fix a firm date for the hearing of the case for the trial to begin. But of course, one of the accused persons' lawyers indicated that they were not served with the prosecution's disclosures, the document that the prosecution had filed, because they came in not too long ago. And the court said, if that is the case, let's adjourn the case to February 25. They will come back again, and by that time, counsel on the other side, the defense lawyers, would have been served with the processes, and now the court will now have a firm date to be able to fix a date for the trial to begin. But what we expect today, it notes that for some time I've been telling you about a case that has been at the Achimota Circuit Court involving Alhaji Celia's will, where a lawyer and one other are said to have, in fact, for the will of the late Alhaji, and then one of the siblings. In fact, a lawyer, a chief, and then 3 siblings are involved in all of that. But it appears that that particular case will have to be dealt with. The complainant in the matter petitioned the Attorney General to look at it because the police wanted to drop charges against the siblings, and that has been notified. The AG withdrew the case, took over the case, and today they are expected to apprise the court or give the court an update on what has happened in relation to that. So, by and large, we'll bring you more updates in relation to that.
Okay. So, these are the cases.
These are the cases that one case that is expected to happen.
So the cases that happened yesterday,
absolutely,
and the case that is expected to
happen today.
Happen today.
Absolutely.
Well, with the line is when is your appointment coming?
My appointment as
legal counsel for
Lantam. If you are appointing me as your legal counsel, probably
as legal counsel. When is it coming?
I am not a lawyer yet. So if you are appointing me, then I can only advise you on a few things. I can recommend some few lawyers also to you to be able to help you with that. Unless you have an institution that you want me to come and head it for, that I'll be glad to do so. We just going to have to go and sit down with Bula, and then you compensate Bula, and then if I also decide that I'm
pray that I get plenty money. If I get plenty money, pray that I get plenty money.
As for money, there will all get some. Yeah. So these are some of the things that we should expect. Not so much of a busy day, but.
Thank you very much, Mutala Inusa, for bringing us court today. We'll take a short break here. When we get back, there's still more to come here on the Morning Star. Stay tuned.
Upgrades are nice, but stepping up